Hello, Borj! Mga Bisaya na amiga.
Sa Sydney, Australia. Welcome to our podcast.
Welcome.
Alright, Borj. So, kumusta naman ka?
Kumusta na po?
What's one thing you're excited about?
I guess I might say it's November now, so it means that New Year is coming. So for me, I don't know, it's just so lame to think about it sometime, but every time there's a new year, I really look forward to change something in myself for improvement. So I think that's one thing that excites me. This year had ended, and then another year will open up for me to do something new to look forward to. How about you, Borj?
Well, I am excited for Christmas. Christmas!
You
say New Year.
Yeah.
I actually say I'm a Grinch.
Why?
Between myself and Joy,
Yeah.
she's the one who loves Christmas the most. And I hated it because
Why you hated it?
a childhood reasons that we can talk about later.
Oh, okay, we'll talk about it later. There's a
Actually,
reason.
I didn't even realize this now.
I love Christmas too, Borj.
But then I hate the hectic business of Christmas and having to take out your tree and having to put it away after.
Maybe that's why you hated it, because you just don't like the thought that you have to put designs.
No, but
houses.
I was a Grinch since I was a kid, so
But
it has
Borj,
something to do with childhood stuff.
Fun fact: Borj never misses any birthday and Christmas gift. You always give me something. Birthday and Christmas
I might
gift.
have actually.
No, Borj. Since I came here, since 2017, Anne is a very thoughtful person that she never missed any gift. Borj, I miss many.
Oh, you don't miss to greet me.
Yes, I never missed to greet you, but for the gift, yes, it is. Yeah, so
you're right about that. New year, because you get a new start, you get a new vibe. It's like erased everything that happened last year. Let's start afresh.
And in relation to that as well, did you grow up with a superstitious belief that when it's New Year you should have 13 fruits?
We
fruits?
did.
Yeah. So
then came a time the fruits were getting expensive.
Yes, it is. So in the Philippines we have this 13 fruits because it's significant, but for the whole year, lucky. But Borj, why 13? It should be 12 months only, right?
I don't know.
Or maybe I'm not too sure. Maybe the 13 is the lucky number. That's why they come up. And it should be a circle because it's a round fruit, like an apple, a mango, watermelon, anything that should be 13. Yeah. And then they also have this superstitious belief that in New Year you can't eat chicken.
Huh? I didn't know
you didn't know that. Oh my God.
Why?
I grew up because
you'll be isang kahig
isang
isang
tuka.
tuka.
Yes.
Which is how do you say that in English?
You'd
be living in poverty. hand to mouth.
Yes. So they compare it with the chicken. If you notice, when they eat, they're just like one thing at a time. Okay. So if you started your year with that, it will be just like one cash flow. It doesn't signifies abundance.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you might be wondering when we're talking about superstitions this time, because this podcast is actually about the weird, I will just say weird, superstitions that we have.
Yes.
So number one, as you heard from our very first pilot episode, and by the way, we have to say this, Jade. Our episodes are actually going to be aired Tuesday and Fridays. I think we said it's going to be Wednesday and Friday.
Yes, I did in our first episode. I say every Wednesday and Friday, but actually, please, myself corrected. Yeah.
So
it would be Tuesday and Friday.
Yeah. But then going back to that first episode thing, we actually released it. On the 11th of November because of the 11/11 thing.
Yes.
The initial plan was actually to release it the following week, which was, I think, the 14th.
Yes.
Yeah.
But then,
because we're superstitious, we decided to release it on that day.
That's right. So, what is one thing superstitious that you really significance in life?
Ever since I came here in Australia, or actually I started this back home, I think. I always wear something red.
Something red.
Now, to be more specific, I have to wear red undie.
Yes.
I want to wear something red that's not obvious for
people
for people to notice.
Yeah.
So I don't wear red top. It's either a red bra and a red panty, a red undie.
Yes.
And I always do that when I have important meetings.
Yes.
When I have presentations, when I have really big events happening. So it's
happening. Like your lucky charm or lucky color.
I don't even consider it as my lucky color.
Yes.
I just wear it red. I just wear red because I know red is a lucky color for everyone.
Yes.
So, you know, it turns out that almost every day is a big day. I have so many red undies now.
So you have 7 pairs of bras.
No, only 5 because I don't wear
from Mondays to Fridays only.
Only Monday to Fridays.
Weekend is exempted.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I actually, Borj, I believe that because like every time it's your birthday, like you have to wear something red because it's your lucky day and red is the powerful color. So you're very powerful in that day.
Yeah.
And red is like signifies that you should be brightened. So I think that's how it is. And have you noticed as well? I guess we come up with that with our ancestor with Chinese, Filipino.
Maybe I think that's where we got it from.
Because you know the ampao, you know the red envelope.
Red
for
envelope.
Chinese? Yeah,
what
it's
about
red,
it?
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's giving if someone like your grandparents give you that thing, it's like a lucky charm, like giving you abundance of money. So red signifies money.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe that is also one thing. And I remember when we did the board exam, so to be a registered nurse in the Philippines, you have to take a board. I was wearing red panty.
Oh,
I did. Yeah. Red panty and red bra. So that I need double
luck
today. So I have to do it.
I told my sister about it. Funny.
Yes.
And then, so I told my sister because she was really having a shit day at work.
Yes.
And she's here now. So I told her, like, look, you know why I have so many red undies?
Yeah.
Because I feel like it gives me luck. So if you have something important, whatever it is, have red undie. And she said, she came back to me. And she said, oh, that's really true. Now she has a lot of red undies. More than I do.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. And one thing as well, I believe one of the superstitions that I was like growing up is that, for example, it's your first day of class or your first day of work, you have to kick the door in your office or your room. Because if kicking the door, it's like
so as you enter, you have to kick it with your foot.
With your foot. And then you would just, because it's like the way of claiming that I'm going to surpass this year and I'm going to make it. It's like that.
I think I heard that from you. I totally forgot about that. I should be kicking more doors.
Like it's like owning the place, like owning like
you're here now.
Like you're here, the presence. Yeah. So that's one thing. What else?
I learned one superstition from you that I still practice up to this day.
Yeah.
That's when Joy and I moved to our new place.
Ah, yeah.
In 2018, and you told me, oh, Borj, make sure you have the first thing that you keep and don't ever touch would be a bottle of water, like a small bottle with water, and a few grains of rice. And I asked you why, what's that for? And I was like,
overflowing of abundance.
Overflowing.
Yeah.
So was it what it meant?
Yeah.
I thought
so the water. Yeah. What did you?
Well, it's kind of like that. But then I thought so that we'll never go hungry.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's one thing too. Yeah. So the grain signifies the abundance. So because we used to move places, and then way back in the Philippines, and my mom used to say that as well, that you have to do this like as a tradition, like the first things you get into the house is like the rice and the water, because the water signifies the overflow, and the rice, the water signifies the overflow, and the rice signifies the abundance. So you will never get hungry in that house. Yeah.
Right.
So
I still do that.
How about the candle? You didn't bring any candle at the time?
I forgot. I think there's candle there.
Yeah, I think I told you about
candle for
the light, like like it would be forever bright in the house. Yeah.
In case you forgot to pay the bills.
Well, I always say this. Maybe we assume a different superstitious belief with Chinese people, but when Chinese believe in feng shui, or how do you say it?
Feng shui.
Yeah, nothing will happen if you just believe things like this, right? Because I felt like Chinese people believe this and they were so successful doing these rituals, then why not us then? When we become them?
Exactly.
So yeah,
maybe there is some truth to it.
yes,
We say superstitions,
because
but yeah,
sometimes it works.
yeah,
Sometimes, you know, and I always also believe that whatever you throw in the universe, like the universe hears you, so it will always attract whatever you think.
yes. I have another thing.
Yeah,
It's not a superstition.
It's a tradition or something.
Not a tradition either. It's just a practice that I have. Every time I go out and, like, for example, I'm having a rough day or I have a big day coming up, I would go out and I would just look for one star
and make a wish.
Starlight for stars sing tonight. I would really say that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm like a kid.
Yeah. And then
wish I may wish I might have the wish I wish tonight. And then I'll make a wish.
Make a wish. Me too, Borj, but I wouldn't, aside from not reciting that whole rhyme. So every time the first star, I look at in the sky, the first star I see, I also make a wish. Like, I don't know, I felt like, okay, just, you have this chance to see this star that might hear your prayers, it will happen.
Yeah.
And one thing as well, do you also believe this superstition that if you also visit to like it's your first time to visit in this church, you're allowed to make 3 wishes?
I didn't know about 3 wishes, but I always make a wish.
So they say that if it's your first time to visit this certain church, you have to grab the opportunity to make 3 wishes, and usually that 3 wishes makes like it happen, always granted. Yeah. So I think we really grew up with so much superstitions belief.
Now, growing up,
do we have a weird ones?
I don't think this is a superstition. Yeah. Oh, maybe it is. When I was younger, my mom would always say, "Oh, don't go to bed, or don't go to bed with your hair wet,
or
because you'll go blind." I was so scared about that, Borj.
Yes, I have that one too. Oh, one thing, this is funny. So my mom used to tell me a story that way back when she was growing up. So my mom grew up in a certain province, like a village. So my grandma used to tell her like, "Oh, don't let your clothes hang there overnight. Yeah. Or else if you're gonna wear that underwear, then you will be pregnant."
With like
with a paranormal thing.
Yeah.
And then I was wondering, then how would you get pregnant? By just smelling your underwear hanging in the clothesline. So they were saying, so these spirits will pass by and then saw your underwear and then, okay, let me smell this underwear, and then this lady will wear this underwear and get pregnant. But I guess that is only the indirectly way of them saying before that if you go out nighttime, you will get pregnant, because when you do things at night,
maybe
people,
that's the way it is.
So I think that's one thing, but that's really comes out like, oh my god, this is so funny. Why?
This one is not a superstition, but I think it's a practice between the both of us. So as we've said in our previous episode, like we believe that both of when we actually pray for the same thing, we get what we ask for, or like our prayers are that powerful. And we're not saying that we're very religious people, right? We just have that faith, we believe that if we pray for this thing at the same time, it actually it gets granted. So Jade and I would always text each other sometimes when something's going on, or when something's about to we're about to do something very important, very big. So we'll just say, "Oh, Borj, can you help me pray?" And we'll do that. And then we also have this, weird practice that whenever someone of us goes back home, we visit this particular church and we offer something to them. And it's our way of renewing our powers, our prayers.
So it's like, is it a convent, Borj, or something like that?
It's a monastery.
Monastery, yeah. So it's a church where the nuns pray for your prayer. So in return, you have to offer eggs, right?
Well, that's what most people bring, but you can bring something else.
Anything.
Have I told you that my aunt is one of the nuns in there?
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Is it? I know you have an uncle priest.
Yeah, like I have an uncle who's a priest. I also have an aunt. Well, I have two aunts that are nuns. One of them is actually in that monastery.
Oh, I just know that. Yeah. But I guess I took this superstitions belief and religious thing or stuff like that because of my grandma. How about you, Borj? Where do you get that? Your mom?
From my mom, and I don't know, maybe from
the people around me.
Yeah, just people around me. I've gathered those things.
Yeah, different practices.
I've heard about that, not leaving your underwear or any
outside
clothes outside overnight. But to be honest with you, because we're so busy, like our lives are so busy here, I leave my clothes outside the whole night. I would actually, because I'm so busy sometimes, I would wash our clothes nighttime and then just hang them outside and then take them off the line the following day.
Yeah, me too. So,
but what I do, I shake it. I shake it so hard because in case.
Or you just iron it.
Oh yeah, they say
we live in Australia, so it should be spider walking in there. You will be a spider pregnant by spider.
You shouldn't be afraid of getting pregnant from, super or paranormal stuff. You should be afraid of spiders.
Yeah. And then, okay, for this, like, why do people believe that in the villages in the Philippines? I have, I just thought, why? Because mostly for those people, they usually have this ovarian cancer sometimes. And then it just happened that they used to hang their underwear or their panties outside, and then they discovered they just get pregnant by like no one touching them because it was
it was actually the seeds growing.
Yeah, so and then people will say, oh, that's just because you're hanging your panties outside your house. So yeah. But I think I would still stick in the practice, and I always do that as well, like during the birthday, or I just need a very strong lock on that day. I'll wear red underwear.
Yeah. I was gonna say, one thing as well, I don't know if you still do this. So I'm an overthinker, and
you are.
Jenny is sometimes. Whenever I have some random thoughts that are quite intrusive or like not the good thoughts.
Yeah.
I would look for a wood. Even if I'm laying down in bed, I would look for something that's made of wood, and I would knock it.
Yeah, like you're just knocking. Like it
I'll just knock on wood.
Yeah,
but then I say simbaku.
Well, that's English practice too, because they would say knock on wood.
Oh yeah,
like you just want to jinx things to happen. Yeah, so I do that too. Oh my god, what more?
What else do we
have, like thing? Yeah, but as usual, we always believe the 111. I always make a wish every time I look at my phone, and it's like 111 1111. Then I'm gonna make a wish.
Do you ask for signs?
Yeah, I do ask a sign. So it is weird. For example, so me and Michael has a different, very unique love story, and when we were just this very rough times of ours, and I always say, okay, if I'm gonna see 3 red cars, it means that, like this is what he was doing. And then basically I can really just see red 3 cars passing by me.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I'm like, oh my god, because when you think something, that's only what your focus is. Because that's what you're asking for a sign. But then, on the other hand, I still believe that whatever, like, wherever you should, like you are, that's the right place that the universe wants you to be. Yes. Do you believe in the signs?
Yeah, the last time I asked for a sign was I was at work.
Okay.
So you know that I'm doing a temporary role at the moment, and I have I was at that point where my role extension was just gonna end.
Yeah.
And I was really contemplating, because my boss asked me if I wanted to stay or if I had other plans. And I was really contemplating whether I actually wanted it or
like you're not too sure about.
So it's a decision between, do you want to be within your comfort zone, keep doing what you're doing but you're earning less, or do you want to earn more but this is what you'll have to face, this is what you'll have to deal every day. I need money. But then I don't want to deal with all the uncomfortable
more power,
things.
more responsibility.
Yeah.
And then what
so
happened?
I was almost gonna tell my boss that I would go back to my substantive role, like to whatever I was doing. But then I asked, okay, so Lord, you gave me this role when I was looking for one, and you put me in this, and I trust that you know what's good for me, and I'm just planning to go back. But if you give me a sign, please. If I see a flower, and there was no way I would see a flower there because I was in the office.
Yeah.
Yes. If I see a flower, whether it's real flower or artificial or a drawing, then that means you want me to stay. You want me to continue this opportunity. And then we had this activity from our participants during that day, and the activity was for them to draw anything that they think of leadership. And no one usually draws flower in this activity, but that activity, someone draw a very big flower. It's
like random.
Yeah, random.
Oh
and
my God.
She drew it on a very big shape for that activity. And like I was saying, okay, maybe that
is really a sign.
Yeah, I know. So
oh my God.
The ending there was, I told my boss, okay, I'm staying, but then I'm back to that pit hole again where I should have.
So I'm so curious because we have this sign. So as we to everyone, I know Anne Borj is engaged and happily with Joy. So I have a question. Did you ask for a sign if Joy is the right one before you said yes?
I probably have asked for a sign at early on, at the early part of our relationship, but I didn't ask for a sign on whether I should say yes or if this person is the one.
That's right.
Because my father actually spoiled the surprise.
Oh yeah,
yes,
I remember.
I think we should have. That would be for another day, but then we had that conversation before that day anyway. I mean, leading up to that day, because Joy wanted to make sure that she gets the ring that I actually wanted, because rings are expensive. And you just don't want to be buying something because you think it's nice, but then it's actually not what the receiver or your fiance wants. So we had that conversation before.
Do we have a sign that asked that we should make the podcast?
Oh, we never.
It is a decision to make, an action to do, right?
Did you had to ask for a sign recently?
No. I can't think any circumstances or recently that I asked for a sign. Did you? Except for that work.
Yeah, except for that work. But I still do, my usual routine wherein I wear something red. So.
Yes. But, there's nothing wrong if you just want to try. You're doing it for good luck or for,
nothing to lose.
Yeah, nothing to lose.
Yeah, nothing to lose really. And maybe just something to gain.
Yes.
Not all the time, I guess, but nothing to lose, so why not?
So this is the what is it? This unlocked the red panty superstition.
Yeah, the red panty superstition.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay, so if ever we were dating someone and then we were just naked and having a red panty, oh my God, does she needs a lock for me? You know what it is. Yeah. So
do you have any red top?
You mean red shirt or red bra?
Red shirt.
I don't have a red shirt, but I have a red dress.
Ah,
yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But I have a red underwears.
Yeah, it's weird. Is that because you don't want it to be obvious as well?
Yes.
Or it's just you don't want red as it's just not your color.
It's just you're so emphasized if you're wearing red. Everybody, if you're in a crowd, they can just see you right away. So I'm not a fan of red.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of red either, other
Maybe
than for the purpose of luck.
Yeah.
Red makes me look bigger.
Oh, is it? I didn't realize that. But I think we just appreciate the shade of red, like a maroon, a burgundy.
Yeah, maybe. Your wedding was that because of luck as well?
Maybe.
Did it have something to do with getting...
Maybe unconsciously I did, but then I just really wanted that color too. I felt I appreciate that color, so I just decided a burgundy. But we never know. Maybe unconsciously, deep in my mind, I was thinking about red, but because I can't just say, please wear red. Yeah, so maybe. We never know.
Jade's wedding was last August.
August, yeah.
And their color motif was burgundy.
Yes. So yeah. Well, I think that's really very interesting superstitious belief that both we shared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take it or leave it. Whatever. But yeah, I think that takes us to the end of this podcast, this episode.
Thank you for listening.
Sige.
Amping Borj!